Okay, kids, it's time for another episode of the Fueled by Weird podcast, the only podcast where it takes more than an apple a day to keep this doctor away. I'm Chris Daly, and today I'd like to welcome John Pence and Laurie Foster to the show. John, Laurie, how are we doing tonight?
Great.
Pretty good. Yeah, I'm good
Yeah,
enough.
very
Yeah.
awesome. Awesome. Well, I was just telling you guys before we started the show, I've been trying to get you guys on the show forever, and I'm so excited we could finally make it happen. I'm very happy to have you guys here with me today.
I'm glad to be here too, man. I'm glad we made it work.
Yeah, I'm excited we finally made it work.
Yeah, I'm super stoked. I know I've been bugging you forever, Lori, about like, let's get you on the show. Let's go. Just
Yeah.
never worked out, but we finally had a gap in the schedule and it worked. So I'm so
Yes.
excited.
Yeah.
So excited. All right. So I usually like to start these things off with an icebreaker question. So tonight's icebreaker question is, how did you get your worst scar? I'll go first. I don't know if you can see it very well. Probably not. I have this gnarly scar that goes right here
Oh,
across
that's a good one.
the palm of my hand.
Uh-huh.
So I used to work at Subway, and one morning I was doing the opening shift. I went to go, it's like the soda guy had just dropped off his delivery, and I went to go open a bag of cookies with a brand new knife. So I hold up the bag like this, and I went with the knife like this, and brand new knives are super sharp, and it went right through the bag into my hand, into like the thick muscle part of my hand, and I started bleeding everywhere I could see, like into the muscle. It was super gross, and I was the only person there, and I knew that if
Oh no.
if I called the manager, I would have to pay for it all myself because he was kind of a
You'd be
cheap.
fired.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was kind of a cheapskate. So I rinsed off my hand really good. I put a big, thick pack of paper towel that was folded up, taped it on my hand real good, and just made sure I wore an extra glove. And we rocked the rest of the day.
Oh, wow.
Some butterfly band-aids later on. We got it all figured out. Now it's just a really
You do all the
nice
stuff that
scar.
that thumb is supposed to do.
Yeah, it still works good. Matter of fact, it still kind of works a little too good because like it bends back real
Uh-huh.
far. I can bend it back behind my knuckle, but that was kind of before the accident. So yeah, it
Yeah.
still works okay.
Yeah. That's got
And
nothing to do with your thenar eminence.
no. It's all still good.
Awesome.
Yeah. All right,
I want
either
to
one
hear from
of
John.
John, you want to go?
I might have gotten my worst scar last Friday. It would be a surgical scar. I
Yeah.
have, yeah, I have a rare disease where non-cancerous tumors grow in my knee.
Oh, awesome.
And yeah, it's fantastic. It's my favorite. I've had four surgeries now,
Oh, wow.
and the last one was on Friday. And I have long pants on, so you can't really see.
Okay.
It's about this long.
Oh, wow.
And the trick was that the doc went in from the front here to pull the adductor muscles off to the side so that he could get at a tumor at the back,
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
then dig into the joint capsule that way.
Were
So
you
yeah,
awake?
it's no, no,
Okay.
no. I wouldn't wait the rest of that day.
Okay. I was gonna say.
um, so apparently when I came to from surgery, they were trying to hand me a Sprite, and I reached for it and I didn't get it, and I came back and I said, I don't have a drink in my hand.
That's
But
awesome.
yeah, so that scar is probably my longest and gnarliest.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah, it's super cool.
All right, Lori, you're up.
I don't really have a cool story. I don't know if it's visible, but you can, yeah, there it is. This one
That's
on
a
my
good
hand.
one.
Yeah.
Um, Top burner in the oven, but when I was trying to
Uh-huh.
make short ribs in the oven.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yikes. That's awful.
That was exactly like the top of the oven scar. That's
Right.
exactly what that was.
Yep. It's
That's that's
not very exciting, but also, yeah.
Oh, dude, my wife and I were away for a weekend and we left my son at home. He likes to cook and he's like 17. This isn't like leaving an 8-year-old at home.
yeah.
And he had a skillet in the oven and he went and he grabbed it without a hot bit
Oh,
and he just
yep.
like just got the print of the skillet handle in his hand. It was like, oh no, and we're not there that weekend. It's just like terrible parents. Oh,
That sucks.
That's
ah,
Yeah.
crazy.
My oldest is 18, and luckily we haven't had any stories like that just yet, but I know it's coming. I know it's coming. But yeah,
yeah.
I was gonna ask how surgery went because Blake told me that you had surgery on Friday. So I'm glad, so far so good.
So, so I can do a lot, but it hurts.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sucks.
really hurts.
I do also have to mention shout out to Blake from Blake's Buzz for helping set this up. So thank you
Thanks,
very much,
Blake.
Blake. Go check
All
out
right, Blake.
Yeah,
go check
and
out Blake's Buds. It's a great show. He's a great dude. Make sure you go
so
check.
much help for our work on the Kickstarter this time
Yes,
around too.
he did an awesome job for sure. Um, so next I kind of want to transition to, it's that time of year. By the time this comes out, it'll be past. But right now we're just getting ready for Thanksgiving. So with Thanksgiving just a couple of days away, you guys, what is your favorite Thanksgiving food? What food are you looking forward to?
So we make every year deep fried mac and cheese balls.
Oh wow. Okay.
Uh,
What?
definitely a favorite for me and for everybody who gets to eat them.
Nice.
Um, I'm also a big fan of sweet potato pie, but I don't think I'm gonna have time to make one.
Oh shoot.
Makes
Mm.
me sad.
That is sad.
You know, I don't know if I have like a favorite. Um, I'm always happy to eat
Sure.
turkey. I'm always happy to eat what's there. Um, so I grew up in Virginia, kind of like Shenandoah Valley is like where I would call home, and there's a really good culture of hamsmanship there. They make good hams.
Oh, I'm sure.
I ordered a ham from Virginia and I had it shipped over here and it's waiting for us for Thanksgiving.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, we got a country ham in the fridge.
That's awesome. I'm
Yeah,
a little bit of a weirdo, but I kind of prefer ham over turkey on Thanksgiving anyway, just because I just like ham better.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like modern, like hormoned up, like if you're not getting like a turkey that spent its life roaming around eating bugs, it's not that great.
Yeah, it's real tricky to cook a turkey just right.
Yeah, I kind of wish that I had time to cook it all the time though, because I do love it, and you get protein
Mhm.
for like a week and a half. That's really
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
I'm definitely not knocking turkey, but when it comes to, Thanksgiving, sometimes people overcook it and it kind of comes out dry. Very rarely do people ever hit that sweet spot where it comes out all nice and juicy. It's a very rare talent.
Yeah.
Yes,
I bet
100%.
Laura, you can do it too.
Yes, I've spent lots of research and
Yeah.
trying different stuff until I figured it out. But yes, I can make a good
It's
turkey now.
it's a science, that's for sure.
It is. Alton Brown is a good source of
Yeah.
input for a
Alton
turkey.
Brown is good.
Very true. Very
I love
true.
him.
Now, speaking of moving around, John, you both kind of recently have had big moves where you've kind of relocated. How are you guys settling? Is everything going okay?
Mhm. Yeah, I like Lawrence, Kansas. And actually, I mean, that was so the whole like first 6 issues of The Surgeon might have been the end. The last issue kind of could have been the end.
Yeah.
But when we came down here, there's this great history about um, Kansas Missouri border wars and the bleeding Kansas history and just how how violent and sincere it was for the people who moved here to found a state that was against slavery. Um, that I wanted to work in that theme. So yeah, moving here totally inspired this next art.
Very cool. Lori, what about you? Are you getting all settled in? Your move was a little bit not as recent, but you getting all settled in?
Yeah, it's still weird because like I've lived somewhere my entire life. I was born in Canada and lived there until I was 20 something and then moved to Montana and now I'm in Texas and I'm not used to not having snow. It's
Yeah,
really weird,
I'm
especially
sure.
right now. I'm used to winter clothes and
Yeah,
snow and ice and shit. And it's
yeah.
just sunny and normal outside. It's really bizarre.
That has definitely got to be a culture shock. I know for me, I would kind of love it in a place without snow. I live in a very, very wrong spot to hate snow, but I'm not a fan. We don't have any yet, but I would imagine that anytime soon it's coming.
Well, like I miss seeing it and like being out in it occasionally, but not just it being freezing cold and snowing all the time. Like I
Yeah,
wish it could be this temperature, but it was snowing, like just for
yeah,
the feeling of
Snow
it.
for a couple of days and then yeah.
Right. Just like give me a couple of days so I can feel like Christmassy and like
yeah.
do like go sledding and build a snowman and then everybody's sick of it and then we're done. That's it. Then I can have this weather again.
That's what I always tell people. Like, as long as the snow like stays on the ground, like on the grass or whatever, I'm fine with that. Like, if it could just like not be on the driveways or the sidewalks or even the road, like I'm totally fine. Just snow can just go everywhere except for that. The
Right.
shoveling snow and mowing my grass are like the two things I hate most about being a homeowner. So, you know, like really all year long is just something that just is not like my favorite thing to do ever.
I get it
There's a
100%.
crying
Yeah.
dog, I think. So
No worries.
See, this is
Speak.
what you need kids for, so they can
Yeah,
do that better
exactly.
for you.
Speaking of clothing, is that a Good Mythical Morning t-shirt, Lori?
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah, I love Rhett and Link. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an awesome shirt. I actually meant to wear my unlike your my t-shirt with you on it today, but I couldn't find it today.
Oh, damn
It was a cool shirt. It was a
it.
very cool
oh
shirt.
man,
I
yeah.
love
Yeah,
that
yeah.
shirt.
It was so awesome.
Mhm.
All right. Also, Lori, I want to talk about I just saw, I think it was just yesterday or the day before that you have some pretty awesome crochet skills.
Yeah, yeah. I try. That's kind of like my stress relief. And I like doing crazy, big, challenging projects, as you saw with that
Yeah,
giant
it turned out
Pokemon. So
awesome. It turned out awesome.
thank you.
How long have you been dabbling in crochet?
Um, Maybe 5 years or so. Like
Oh
when I have,
wow.
which is really, it's rare, but
Yeah.
I just like constantly having my hands moving constantly. It kind of keeps my focus off of work because otherwise I'll think about just comic books and work and fulfillment all the time. So it's
Yeah.
like to have something to kind of meditate on, I guess. I
Yeah,
don't
for
know.
sure.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, when you're not working and, other than crochet, do you have any other hobbies or interests that you like to do?
I like everything. It's
Yeah.
problematic. I like cosplay. I like painting minis. I like playing D&D, but never have time.
Oh,
I love playing
preach.
video
Yeah,
games.
yeah.
Yeah, it's bad. I love reading. I have piles of books and piles of graphic novels that I need to read, but have no
Same.
time.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finally had to like ease up on the checking out books from the library because I have so many books that I've bought that I want to read. I'm like, I can't keep bringing more books home
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
because I feel like I'm neglecting my books by bringing library books home. So I'm like, I have to read these first because they have to go back and
Right.
first world problems, right?
Yeah.
John, what kind of stuff do you like to do when you're not doing comic books?
Oh wow. Yeah, so I have kind of a threefold situation.
Hmm.
My day job, I'm a physical therapist assistant. Currently working in a nursing home. So that's, kind of intense and, it takes a lot. Um, then I get time off. So I would say that, comics, I definitely don't like make enough money to survive doing that. So
Sure.
that's one of my outlets. And then martial arts. I've been a kung fu guy for a while. Um, and then, yeah, just the stuff that goes along with maintaining a family and um, making sure stuff gets done. But yeah,
I hear that.
uh, if I can stay reasonably well distributed among those three, like day job, and then um, comics and kung fu, I feel like I'm doing okay.
Nice. Now, this is a little bit of a throwback to people that have been around you guys for a while, but how are your bottle saber skills? Are those still pretty sharp?
Dude, yes. And it's so easy. It's like, the first time I did it,
Yeah.
I was like, I was going to do it on camera and, expecting it to not go particularly well,
Yeah.
but it's super duper easy. Let's see, do I have one of the corks? No. Um, once we moved, I'm not sure. I still have my corks easy to get at. But yeah, so like now, pretty much anytime champagne needs to be opened, there's no reason not to do it with a sword.
Yeah. Exactly. I agree.
I
And
would
Yeah.
do the same.
not a lot of people are going to remember that, but Pepperidge Farms remembers. We've been friends online for a really long time, the three of us, and it's something I remember from way back when. That was very cool. So I'm glad
Nice.
I'm glad you're keeping up on that.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, and so like this past year was my year of the spear, and I did a lot of pumpkin cutting with the spear head
Yeah,
this year too. So I
very
didn't,
cool.
I didn't make like a video of it, but it was very satisfying.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
Very, very awesome. All right, guys. So now I want to take a trip in the Wayback Machine. We're going to go all the way back. It's going to be hard. I'm sorry. But I want to find out what it was, John, that got you inspired to become a writer in the first place.
Mm. You know, I was just kind of talking about this with a friend today. He's an academic, and he wrote a book in his field, and he and me, I and some friends were saying, congratulations, and he said, it's thanks, but it's honestly just a way to get these ideas to settle down and be quiet and let me sleep at night, and and
Yeah.
and that's the way it's always been. Like as long as I was able to like write sentences. Like I've got that green paper that you learn to write your letters on.
Yeah.
I've got crazy bullshit stories made up going all the way back to like first and second grade.
Yeah.
And it was not always on target. It was not always what the teachers asked for. You get to the end of the Captain Underpants books, and then there's kind of like, I told you not to do this anymore. um, it wasn't that bad, but yeah, as far as I can remember, I've been writing stuff to get those ideas to just settle down and get out of my head. When I was in college, um, I was supposed to be an engineering major, and then I was supposed to be a biology major. And I was taking all these creative writing classes because I was not good at those other things and was not good at being a student. And then, like I had to like eventually graduate, and I looked around and I had like all these A's in creative writing classes and all these F's in all these other classes. And I was like, oh, maybe I could just like parlay this into an English degree. And I did.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's just it's like um it's not exactly like just eating breakfast, but it's kind of close to that.
Very cool. Now, Lori, I know lately you've kind of been more head honcho boss lady, but I know that you are a very, very talented artist and you do some dabbling in writing yourself as well. So, what was it that originally kind of got you, interested in becoming an artist in the first place?
Um, Reading comics when I was a kid, for
Yeah.
sure. Uh, McFarlane Spider-Man books, Carnage Spider-Man, all those. Those just made me want to be an inker because they were crazy. The details crazy, all the blacks, all the shading. I don't know why. My brain went to inking specifically, but yeah, since that time, I was like, oh man, just buy more comics. And like, I really want to do this. This would be cool.
It is cool. That's awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very,
Yeah,
very
and
cool.
comics were the total gateway drug too.
Yeah.
Like, um, you know, not diagnosed, but there's definitely something going on. Like it was super hard to sit down and read books, but at the level that I wanted to just like gobble down words and big ideas, Reed Richards could spout some bullshit and some like polysyllabic words, and that was great. I mean, I could, even if I didn't understand everything he was saying, the pictures helped me figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Context clues. Awesome. Now, while we're in the Wayback Machine, I also want to ask, what was it that got you guys interested in comics in the first place? I promise this is the hardest
Availability.
part of the questions I have. The rest from here
Yeah,
is
yeah,
the rest from here is
sure.
super easy.
Availability, like anytime you went to the grocery store with your parents, there was a spinner rack in the checkout line. And if you were reasonably good and you had a couple of, you know, dimes or quarters or whatever, from uh, a lot of my comic collection back in those days was purchased with money that I found at the bottom of the pool.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah, because kids would go with $1 and they'd buy a hot dog and then they'd lose the 15 cents at the bottom of the pool. Well, that was mine.
Nice. Very nice.
uh, so like just the fact that you didn't have to go to a specialty shop, you could just get them. And then my uncle had a fantastic stash. He had like, and I read these to pieces, and it's a shame. And after he died, they were just kind of like lumped into an estate sale, and I never saw him again. But he had like X-Men #1, Conan #1, Silver Surfer
Oh
#1,
wow.
Fantastic Four #1. Like,
That's crazy.
yeah, they weren't in great shape after I was done with them, but he had them.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
All right, Lori, what about you? What got you into comics?
Um, I mean, if I go all the way back, probably Archie. That was the first thing that I looked at and bought and was like, huh, what else is there? And then
Yeah,
just reading more and more. And I don't know, like wanting to be an inker, going from there. And then I don't know. It's like I feel like once you get into comics, you're just addicted to it. There's just
Yeah.
like you're addicted to reading them, you're addicted to making them. Like someone asked me that just a couple of days ago. They're like, "Why are you doing this? Like what is the driving force?" And it took me a little bit to answer. It's just like I really like doing it. I like making comics that everybody wants to read, that people maybe like see heroes in there that they hadn't seen before. They see themselves in those heroes. Like it's an addiction. I love it.
for sure. Very cool.
Yeah, it's definitely not for the money, it's not for
Yeah. For-
the like social approval.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely not. Definitely not. Now,
Like my wife is a university administrator, so we'll go to these cocktail parties and stuff, and I got to meet, you know, presidents and provosts and professors, and they like, what do you do for a living? And it's like, ah, let's just move on.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. So, a little story that not a lot of people know is, back in 2020, when COVID hit and everyone was kind of looking for, things to do and to keep the time or to pass the time because everyone, was stuck inside. I decided, being a kind of a creative myself, I was sick of going through my social media and seeing all the negative crap and bullshit that was there because it just kind of just like mentally, and this is kind of for everybody, like mentally, it kind of like wears on you and just makes it so you just don't want to do anything and you get stuck in the doom scroll circle. So what I did is I started going through and trying to find people that were awesome and inspiring I could add to my feed to kind of help inspire me. So, artists and writers and just people that were putting cool shit into the world. And that's when I learned about the world of indie comics in the very first place. I had no idea that, anything outside of, the big ones, Marvel, DC, Image, whatever, that even existed. And excuse me, one of the first groups of people I found were you guys, with your former studio. So you guys were like kind of my intro to indie comics. That's very, very cool. I have several of your former publisher books. I have a bunch of them there, like my prize collection. But yeah, so it was very cool to find, from there I kind of branched out into all different cool people, and I found several other cool creators online that have kind of helped, kind of fuel that passion for indie comics. So what I want to know is, as a couple of the people that I've known the longest in indie comics, what was it that kind of brought you guys together in the first place to start making the Surgeon?
I remember. Do you, Lori?
I wanna hear your story because you might remember better than me.
So, um, the surgeon's scripts were written. I wrote those when I was working with a collective of about, I don't know, 5 or 6 other guys who were kind of throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what stuck. And um, we were going to develop them ourselves. And then it got to the point where, like, you know, I was the only one who was writing scripts. So then it was time to pencil them, and then the guys wanted to pencil them. So it was like, so what do we do? So we found this great penciler, Zach Dolan, and so like we brought him on, and so it was like me and Zach, and we did a whole bunch of work, and so after like that whole situation turned into um, the thing that happens when nobody really puts anything into it. Um, it fermented a little while, and then Zach had all along been like, "Listen, dude, I work with this team of inker colorist. We are great together. We do great work. We should do this." And that's how it ended up. That's how I remember it.
Hmm. Yep. Yep. Zach.
Yes, very talented Zach, RIP.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, now, we're here to talk about the newest edition of The Surgeon issue 7. So, for those that have never heard of The Surgeon before, who don't know what The Surgeon is, why don't we take a minute to talk a little bit about what it is?
Okay. Um, I can do that. Chris, why don't you like what's your take? How would you describe the
How would
story?
I describe it?
Yeah.
Put him on the spot.
This never happened before. Usually I say, for those that don't know, let's talk about it, and then they talk about it and whatever. But, um, geez,
Yeah,
it,
like if you're not prepared to, I'm happy to do it. But
no,
like,
I
I
can, but
talk about it all the time.
I want to hear, you kind of talk a little bit about what it is, and I have definitely no problem talking about the surgeon. I love the surgeon so very much.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
for
so
those that don't know about the surgeon, why don't we talk a little bit about what it is?
um I've been um I've been doing a lot of work to kind of deconstruct what this is all about. who the characters are, what the world is like over the past couple months. Um, so, you know, the elevator pitch is about 15 years after the world falls apart, and there's a mythology to what happens to make population really sparse and material goods hard to come by. Um, then our doctor is probably better at killing to survive than she is at saving people by now. She may like it better, but that would definitely play with her psyche if that were true. So she doesn't want to engage with it too much. And she finds a fort that needs her to stay and is trying to convince her to stay, but she's kind of the um, Clint Eastwood man with no name character and doesn't want to stay, and they want her to stay. Um, so the first arc is kind of about the tension there as um, they want her to stay, she wants to move on. A gnarly invasion of post-apocalyptic bad guys comes. They fight them off. Um, yeah, and then some interpersonal stuff. It's a little more small scale happens. Um, yeah, and then so yeah, that's kind of where we are. How about that?
That works. So, for me, my appeal to it was, it wasn't just a regular Western. It was, like a little bit of a weird Western, post-apocalyptic, where, you've kind of, incorporated other things to make it a little bit different, which kind of made it stand out to me. I thought it was a cool story. I mean, it's a fantastic series, and I just love that it's not just a typical Western story. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a Western, but in the sense that like the spaghetti westerns were
Yeah.
all like, note for note stolen from Akira Kurosawa movies,
Yeah.
Right.
which were note for note stolen from the old like stories written in the 1700s for popular, like these are all like tried and true um, samurai stories.
Yeah.
That's exactly what they are.
Exactly.
Um, and why not give her a sword and let her play that role too, like make it come full circle. Um, and the when when I write like this, all these every character is somebody who lives in me somewhere, and it's a real kind of like psychotherapy deep dive to get in at this really really like hateful and violent person in there, who also has a whole lot of good in her, and put her in the middle of these situations and be self-destructive and be helpful and uh, not be not necessarily be a good guy all the time.
I feel like people are often surprised that she isn't just a perfect good guy. I feel like
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I
sometimes
mean,
it's
you can
hard
see her
to
face, right? I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you have this doctor going around, thinking that oh, she's gonna just fix up everybody. She's like a do-gooder, just going town to town. But yeah, that's it's not that clean and simple.
and like within 3 or 4 pages, well, no, probably 10 pages. I mean, she looks right at us and tells us that she's not a good guy,
Yep.
you know.
And that's what
Every
I
time
think.
she every time she does something that's not nice, like it's still kind of surprising. Like we want her to be good, but and she is sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what stood out to me is the fact that she's a cowboy with a sword, and that's a little bit different. You don't see that as often. And also, she's not like the do-gooder, going from town to town being the hero. Like she's like, I'm not in this for the attaboys or the warm fuzzies. Like you're gonna give me stuff. And we're gonna,
Yes.
she's not completely clean cut. She's all over the place. You never
Yeah.
know what's going to come out of her, which I think is exciting.
She's a human.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, when you came up with the idea of the surgeon originally, John, like where did you pull the inspiration from?
So at the time, I had gone back to school to get my physical therapy degree. So I was studying anatomy and you know, like all the major arteries and veins that you could cut up and make somebody bleed out. And then I had so that I was about maybe 2 years into that study after probably at that point being into martial arts for 10 or 15 years. And so, if you're learning martial arts, you're learning where to hit people so that it hurts or that it
Yeah.
causes damage or that you can break a bone. And the anatomy of hurting people and the anatomy of healing them is the same anatomy. And in Chinese martial arts, and I think in a lot of others too, there's a common theme that you see, like as the old timers get older and they're dealing with their own injuries, they kind of turn to medicine or turn to like more of a healing profession as they age. And that seemed appropriate to me, but then also like what if she went at it backwards? Like she had been a healer and then by the force of, you know, circumstance had to turn her knowledge into a kill. Um, so it was easy for me to take kind of that journey that I was on and then flip it over and start from there.
Very cool. Now, you guys, not too long ago, you wrapped up the first trade. Congratulations, by the way. That's super awesome. Super, super rad. You've got 6 issues in there, and the Kickstarter that's out right now is for issue 7. Do you have like a plan in mind of how long you want to go? Like, I'm sure you've got an end point somewhere in the story. Where do you kind of see this going issue wise?
So the current like issue number 7 is one of three that go together. That would be a tiny little arc, you know, walking into a situation and kind of like leaving that situation. Um, I can um, I say this a lot, and if anybody's heard me say this before, I apologize for the redundancy, but I think about Doc Hanover a lot like I think of Conan. Like you could pick up a Conan comic from any used comic store and hey, look, Conan's on a boat. Awesome. Hey, wow, here he's like king of somewhere, and then here he's, oh man, he's just shackles, he's a slave. Like Conan's got a million storylines, and all of them, some of them he's older, some of them he's younger. That's kind of what I want her to be able to do is to have, and I kind of know like where she starts in her early 20s, and I know where she's going to end up in her late 50s. And I can fill in the middle and jump around in time. Um, there's another storyline that I'd like to get into with some of the folks who were introduced in the first story. So yeah, I could write this indefinitely. So yeah, it's just a matter of time and resources.
That's good to hear. I'm glad to hear it's not going away anytime soon.
No, let's go. Let's go as long as we can.
Absolutely. Now, Lori, I kind of want to hear a little bit from you. So, what was it, when you first initially heard the pitch about the surgeon that you were like, yep, I want to make this book?
I mean, just the pitch sounded amazing, but when I read the script, it was not, it was easy. I was like, this is so fucking cool. John's scripts are amazing. I keep
I
telling,
agree.
and he writes them so fast, and I don't understand. And he's a wizard, and I wish that I could give him a full-time salary so he could just write full-time. That's what I want.
Me
But
too.
like, oh my God, that's what we want. But
Absolutely.
yeah, it's a no-brainer. It just like I read the script and I was like, this is a badass woman. She's doing really cool shit. She's also not perfect. And Zach had showed me, I think, some sketches or some of the art, and I was like, this is, I mean, obviously I want to ink this. Zach's art is badass, and then it's even cooler because this martial arts and this doc, like it's a combination of all of my favorite things, and the script was amazing. Yeah, it would have been insane to say no.
I gotcha. Very cool. Now, we've got the Kickstarter going on right now. As of this recording, it ends next week. So by the time this drops, it'll be this weekend. So it'll be December 5th is the cutoff date was when the Kickstarter ends. You guys are going pretty great right now, so congratulations on that. It looks super rad. Why don't we take a minute to kind of talk about what you guys have to offer in this Kickstarter for issue 7?
Yeah. So we are offering the trade. It's amazing. It's got extras if you already had issues 1 to 6. It's really pretty. The dust jacket is beautiful. It's also a sewn paperback, so it's just really nice.
Real
I
fancy.
can't say anything about it. It's so fancy. It's so nice.
It is so
We're
nice.
doing um we're doing the surgeon shirts again
The
because that
shirts are
design is just
so cool.
it's so cool. That's Reggie Lambo did the design kind of as a tribute to Zach's artwork. So we kind of used that style
That's cool.
to make it. I'm obsessed with this shirt. I love it. Um, and we're also doing, of course, along with issue 7, which you have to get. It's all ready to go. It's completely done. Like we're ready to
Yeah,
ship.
let's emphasize that. Like,
It's done.
said, it's ready.
You don't have
That's
to wait.
awesome.
As soon as the Kickstarter ends, you're going to get the digital book, and then we're going to send it off for print.
That's awesome.
We're also doing, full Laguna bundles, digital and physical, of course, and we're doing a Laguna mystery bag, which you guys really liked on the last campaign. You can get so much shit in that bag. I think we're at 46 Kickstarter campaigns right now. We have done merch on every single one of those campaigns, and we still have some from some of them that you might not have. We have some books with exclusive covers you probably don't have, and like you have a chance to get, anywhere between $10 and $50 worth of merch in there. We have butt pins, we have all kinds of stuff. So there's something for everyone.
That's awesome. And I really love the fact that with, Kickstarters who, put the previous issues in there, it's really cool when you guys do that because it gives the reader a chance to, like, if they just jump in and say, oh, it's issue 7. Well, I haven't read any of the other 6. Oh, actually, here's a chance for you to read some of the other ones. So that's not a lot
It
of
would
people do
be,
that. So
it
that's cool
would,
that you guys did.
yeah, it would be a doggone shame.
I
Right.
I agree. To at least not offer previous issues in some form, whether digital, physical, both, whatever.
Yes. Yeah, you have to.
Right?
Mm-hmm. And we offered them for really cheap too. You can get 1 to 6 digital for $15. That's a lot of comic book. That's like
That's real good.
200 pages of comic book for $15. Like,
That's a steal.
yeah.
Very cool. All right. So, like I said, the Kickstarter ends on December 5th. So make sure you don't delay. Get on this real quick as soon as you can. We'll make sure we spread the links, the URLs out to everybody in social media land so everyone gets a chance to kind of at least hear about it. So that way we can try to rally the troops and get some backers.
Yeah, and we're
Really.
just gonna move forward from this. And I think Zorn's already started issue 8.
Yep.
Yeah. So like we're moving. So help us fund this so we can keep moving and keep getting you the surgeon.
Very, very cool. Now, after this wraps up, what do you guys have coming up next that you can talk about?
Oh my God. In terms of fulfillment, because we are still fulfilling some past campaigns. Heart Eater 2, we finally have the print books. I'm hoping to ship that before the end of the year. If not, it'll be early January. Finally done, finally shipping. Giant Girl, there was a hiccup with the hardcovers, but they should now be shipping. But we have everything else. It's all ready to go. I'm hoping to ship those again before the end of the year. Fingers crossed. And then Seasonal Queer, which was, we did that with Ash Kumar, who is a local artist here. That's our calendar. We finally got those in print, so we're going to be shipping those out, I think, this week. The Surgeon 7 is our last campaign of this year, but we're going to be opening up in January with Finding D Volume 3, and the whole gag for that one is going to be
Neat.
3D. So she actually made a bunch of the pages so you can look at them with 3D glasses.
Nice.
And we're going to have 3D glasses with the book. It's going to be so friggin' fun. And then we have, I can't even tell you how many new releases next year. Unthinkables. We have an Unthinkable spin-off that's
No.
coming.
Ooh, cool.
We are working. We've also been working with a bunch of authors to do adaptations of their books into comics. So we're actually releasing a bunch of those next year. It's just going to
Nice.
be an explosion of Laguna Studios everywhere.
I'm so excited for more Finding D. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Mhm.
What about Miss Medusa? We have more Miss Medusa coming?
Miss Medusa, we're figuring out right now. Unfortunately, Matt Frank is so busy. He's busy. He just did 4 issues of Mothra. He
He's a busy
is,
dude.
so we might be looking at working with another artist, potentially D,
Oh,
um,
nice.
for Miss Medusa.
Well,
We're kind
she
of
can
looking
do
at
anything.
that.
Ah,
Yeah,
she
that's,
would
D
kill
can do
that.
anything. So
That's
if
so
he has
rad.
the time, but we want to do it. Paul Hanley, the writer, is also working on doing a prose version of Miss Medusa just to kind of keep it moving and get
Oh,
people,
nice.
on board with the story. And he's working on that. But we're also kind of working on issue 3 in the background and figuring out what we're going to do with that. So it's not gone forever. It is coming back.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Miss Medusa too. That's one, also another one of my favorite shirts. So rad. Very cool. What about you, Johnny? You got anything else cooking besides the surgeon?
So, Surgeon 7, 8, and 9 are all written. It's just a matter of getting those drawn and lettered and made. Um, I'm working on a novel, which I say with, full commitment and I believe it in my heart every couple of years. But so far, I have been sticking with this one for a while. Um, and this is based on that Jim Dillon character, Laurie. The
Oh,
Yeah. So um, I don't know. I'm just kind of seeing where this takes me. It's kind of a noir thing, but with um, within with my uh, take on it. So it's not exactly what you would expect.
That's cool. I'm glad you've got more stuff coming. I've told you this before, but I've never been able to tell you kind of in person. I'm a big fan of your writing. I have most of your other stuff. The Egypt book you did, I have that one. It's one of my favorites. The Not Enough Bullets. I love that one. It's so good.
it's
I
so
love that one
good.
too, man. And
It's
like we
so
sold
good.
maybe 6 copies, but
Yeah,
that's one of my favorites.
I love that one. It's so good. And yeah, like a while back I had posted something about, I used to do a lot of prose writing. I need to get back to doing prose writing, but I kind of wanted to see like what it would be like to switch over to script writing because I'm scared to death to write a script. I've never really been able to figure out like, what the right format is, even though I know there's really not a right or wrong format to it. And when I kind of posted out there like, hey, what are some good references? Most of the people just Google it. And I'm like, that's super helpful. You were like one of the only people. You shot me a message, and that's how you and I first kind of started talking, was you're like, hey, go to this website, look up, find a comic that you really like. They've got scripts from all sorts of comics there. Take a look at that and just look through and, figure it out from there. And that was super helpful. So I really
Well, I'm
appreciate
glad
you
I
doing
did
that because
that.
Yeah, almost everyone's like, just Google it, like, you just figure it out. And I'm like, that's not helpful, and that's not
Why even take the time to come in and respond? Just Google.
right.
Like, why?
Don't be a dick. Like, if you're not going to be helpful, don't be a dick.
Thumbs down.
Don't be a
Yeah.
dick, be a dude. And so that was really cool that you were the one of the only people that are like, hey, if you want to learn how to write a script, go to this website. It's all these comic scripts. Search for one that you're familiar with and just kind of use that as a reference. So that was very cool that you did that.
I'm glad I did that.
I still have quite haven't figured out how to script yet, but one of these days I'll figure it out.
I mean, follow your gut, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
don't put two actions in the same panel. Like, you can't light a cigarette and then start smoking it in the same panel. You can't hang up the phone and talk to somebody in the same panel. But um, think about how many panels are on a page and how much stuff is happening. Think about what's happening when you open two pages and what's on left and right. You got it.
Yeah. I mean, you can always work on it and then send it to someone, send it to an editor, or well, like
Send it
send
to
me
me.
at it. Yeah.
Okay.
Send it to me.
Yeah.
What
Like
am
I
I
said,
doing?
I used to do a lot of prose writing, and they always say, going from prose to scripting is super easy, but I'm like, I don't
It's
think it's that easy, but
it's not easy if you overthink it.
that's probably my problem, honestly. I'm
It's
a
easy
chronic
if you
habitual overthinker.
accept the fact that you don't have to describe everything.
Yeah.
There's a lot of freedom in a script where you don't have to know what color everything is. You don't have to
Yeah.
you don't have to know where somebody came in the door, whether it was left or right. Um,
Yeah. I mean,
that's the artist's problem.
even with like John seen over the years working on the surgeon, because we've had multiple different artists, I feel like different artists pay very different amounts of attention to the script.
Yeah. Makes sense.
So yeah, like I wouldn't be anxious about it just because like you'll have some artists who will come in and kind of skim it and then draw whatever they want. And you'll have some artists who will be like, hey, can you give me some more detail? And then
Mhm.
you'll have in between. So
There you
Yeah.
go.
you can't
And
really mess it up.
So really, no matter how much work you put into making it perfect, really, it could always end up being completely different.
That is
yeah.
correct.
Fair
And
enough.
and
Fair enough.
like writing a script without knowing your artist is a thing too. Like
Yeah.
if like with Zoran, who we're doing 7, 8, and 9 with, hopefully 8 and 9. Um, he has said to me, I would really like it if you just said, I fill up 3 pages with a fight where these things happen. Cool.
Awesome. That makes it
That's a whole
easy.
lot less typing for me. Like here's who dies, here's how they die, and here's what the end result is. Sweet.
Makes it easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, it's also there can be a language barrier. So like right now, working on our Unthinkable spinoff, Paul Hanley has very descriptive scripts to the point where like it's funny to read them because he's putting like gags and jokes and references in the script. But
Yeah,
our artist is Italian and he doesn't get it like most of the time. So he's going
sure.
through he's getting the bits of the script, but then he's
Uh-huh.
getting lost in the amount of detail and it's too much for him. So we're thinking of doing, the original Paul script, which is just unhinged, and maybe offering that to backers, and then him simplifying the script down so it's easier to understand.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm guilty of that too.
I mean, John has included martial arts videos and references
Yeah,
and stuff, and like he'll do his own videos for reference.
That's cool.
my younger son has been a martial arts guy too, and so he has helped me out since he was like this tall, and now he's like he's big, like he's a black belt, he's a wrestler, he has won jiu-jitsu tournaments, like
That's cool.
so. Between the two of us, like this. particularly with this last one. And I can't wait to do some of the fights for this next one because there's a particular one where a guy gets his arm broken. And I'm like, I can't wait to. So yeah, for some of the choreography, I want it to go a certain way, and then there's some that I'm just like fill it in, yeah. Because you know how John Wick fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's part of his character.
Yeah. Very cool. All right, you guys, before I let you go, I want to give you guys each a chance to kind of share some creative advice with the listening audience. So, what's a little bit of advice you want to go out on?
Yeah. I want Lori, can you go first? I want to look up who said what I'm trying to remember.
Sure. Oh wow. My advice is not to get discouraged. Ask lots of people, lots of questions. Don't be shy to ask questions, ask for things, because usually you'll be surprised, I feel, at how many people will help you and be on your side. And you, if you want to do something like comics for a living, it can be done. It just takes a lot of work and a lot of time and a lot of stress.
Definitely. Most definitely.
But especially like with how everything is today, just do what you want to do.
Yeah, I always say there's no dumb idea. And, even if you think an idea is too dumb to make, most likely there's someone out there who will definitely want to read that idea. So you should always, take a chance on the dumb idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it's possible that this is something I dreamed or that I'm conflating from two different sources.
Okay.
But I believe in my heart that this is from David Mamet Masterclass. A couple of years ago, I got the Masterclass videos and I watched a bunch of them and I love them. And I think it was David Mamet, and somebody asked him, or the question was, what advice would you give to somebody who wants to be a creative? And he said, I would tell him right away, don't do it. And there's this pregnant pause, and, and he's totally in control of that moment. And he says, because if they hear that and they're not going to do it, and they take that advice to heart, then fuck them. They don't have what it takes. If they hear that and it doubles their resolve and they decide that they're going to like show me and they knuckle down and they decide to do it even more, that's what it takes. So I think that's kind of harsh. I would not actually give that advice, but I thought that was, the, David Mamet, as harsh as he is, what a jerk. I thought that was a good piece of advice from a guy who's noted for being kind of a jerk.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Sometimes you kind of need that, someone who's going to give you an opinion that's not going to sugarcoat stuff because,
Mhm.
sometimes those are, the most helpful. Very cool. All right. Well, where can people keep up to date with stuff online from you guys? Where can the people, find out what's coming? Where can they find you online?
We're basically everywhere. Laguna Studios Comics. Lagunastudios.net is the website. And then yeah, Facebook, Laguna Studios Comics, Instagram. I think those are the main ones. Yeah.
Nice. John, what about you?
I exist on Instagram. I exist on Blue Sky. I'm rarely on either. I'm on Facebook. I'm John.Pence.7. Um, but that's I'm not a good self promoter. But yeah, if you find me and you ask me for a friend request, I'll probably say yeah.
Sounds good. All right. So for me, I want to take a minute to thank Polygon Horizon. Their song Pizza Force is the song we use for the show. I use for the show. There's no we, it's just me. Check them out on Bandcamp and SoundCloud. They're a great band. Go show them some love. You can find Fueled by Weird on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. You can shoot me an email at fueledbyweird@gmail.com. You can find the show on YouTube, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. You can also look at my link tree, just Fueled by Weird. You can find all the links in there. Check out my friend Hassel Hutchison's show, the Nerdy Manroom Show, on his channel, also the Nerdy Manroom Show. He has a couple other shows in there, Hassel's Review and Card Subject to Change. Great stuff. Go check them out. The two of us with some other friends, we make up the Stay Weird Network. It's a brand new podcast network dedicated to bringing some awesome back to the internet. Check us out at Stay Weird Network on YouTube and Instagram. Email us at stayweirdnetwork@gmail.com. Also join our Facebook page because we give it a spot for people to share stuff, share projects they're working on, and it's a place they can talk about stuff without Zuckerberg trying to keep down the algorithm. So go join us there. If you like the show, please leave a review and tell your friends because word of mouth is my friend. And remember, kids, life's too short to be normal, so stay weird. John, Laurie, thanks for joining me tonight, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank
Absolutely.
you. I'm glad we
Absolutely.
got it together.
Me too.